The summer after Toni Kroos's farewell felt like a compass gone missing at the heart of Real Madrid. Matches that once flowed with surgical calm now required someone to steady the ship. With Kroos having closed a storied chapter, the club's new manager, Xabi Alonso, arrived with a brief that was as tactical as it was philosophical. Don't simply replace a name, replace an era, defining function. Reports emerging around the club suggest Alonso has identified a profile he believes can anchor possession, dictate rhythm, and eventually lead from midfield. Those reports point to Wharton, the young English midfielder who has made waves in the Premier League for his composure and two-footed passing, and whose stock has skyrocketed since his move to Crystal Palace. What makes this rumoured pursuit interesting isn't just the player's resume, it's the choreography behind the scene. Madrid's squad paperwork has contained small, deliberate moves. A promising youngster, Franco Mastantuono, registered with Castilla even as he's been readied for the first-team environment. That kind of registration is never accidental. It lets the club keep a senior spot flexible while still integrating talent into the fabric of the club. Observers rate the maneuver as a shelf-clearing gesture, creating space if Madrid decides to bring in a marquee midfielder. The registration itself has generated debate about compliance and timing, but its strategic logic is clear. Prepare the boardroom and the roster for a single large operation. If Madrid really has Wharton in its sights, the price tag will be part financial muscle flex and part narrative, paying today to secure the midfield for years. Some outlets and transfer chatter have attached eye-catching numbers to the link, talking in the region of €100, €120 million, a sum that would put Wharton into the same rarefied air as modern, era-defining British midfield transfers. Whether those figures hold true is another matter. English clubs have learned the art of tough negotiation, especially when selling young, homegrown talent. But the strategic impulse is recognisably Madrid's. Invest heavily in a young leader who can define a generation rather than patch an ageing squad behind the headlines. The profile that excites coaches is simple to sketch. A midfielder who plays with Kroos's quiet authority without being a clone. Someone who reads the game a step ahead, flips play with both feet, and smothers tempo for the team when needed. Wharton's matches show a player comfortable handling pressure, threading angled passes that invite forwards to run, and recycling possession with a calm that belies his age. For Alonso, who has built sides that prize structure and ball control, a player like that can be the axis around which the rest rotate, the man who turns frantic possession into a tempered strategy. Scouts talk about how such a presence simplifies decisions for attackers and defenders alike. The team breathes differently when the metronome is fixed. The boardroom calculus is another layer. Florentino Perez and Real's sporting directors know what a decade-long fix looks like. It's costly, it's risky, but when it lands, it reshapes transfer plans, squad construction, and even club identity. Madrid's recent bets on British talent have had mixed but sometimes spectacular returns, and the idea of repeating that script with a midfield linchpin appeals to a club that thinks in trophies and eras. Yet the obstacles are real, negotiating with clubs determined to retain their rising stars, convincing a young player to step from England's frenetic grind into the crucible of Madrid expectations and aligning the timing so that the new signing can be more than a headline, a true heir. So what's the timeline? Rumours and registrations suggest Madrid is being methodical, not frantic. The move may not be the flash transfer of a single window, but rather a curated campaign. Register talent, preserve roster flexibility, and strike only on terms that answer both sporting and financial questions. If the gamble pays off, Madrid wouldn't just have filled a position, they'd have commissioned a new compass for the next decade. If it doesn't, the club will have spent big to chase an idea. Either outcome will tell us something about Xabi Alonso's mandate, about Real's appetite for long-term design over short-term fixes, and about who ultimately gets to wear the mantle left by a legend.